morning all, from a very beautiful morning here. I hope this video finds you all in good form and that the current lockdown hasn't taken too much of a toll. We're going to do a practice as promised, carrying on from our theme. This week it's Apana Vayu. So last week it was Apana Vayu, where the subtle energy flow moved in and up. And this week the energy we're going to be talking about is energy that moves, subtle energy that moves down and out. And it's associated with elimination and expulsion. Okay, so it governs, because it starts in the pelvis, it governs all the organs in the abdomen and down. For example, it takes in the intestines, the bladder, the kidneys, and the sexual reproduction organs. In turn, the energies also nourish digestion, reproduction, and also facilitates elimination. We will look at this subtle energy body and correlate it, as we did last week, with the chakras. In this case, the Muladhara is the chakra, and it's the root chakra. It's the first chakra of all seven, and it's a very important chakra because it's centered around our grounding aspects of our personality, grounding aspects of our requirements, stability in life, our baser needs. And it kind of bolsters all 6 other chakras on top. So it's really important to work on that. Its colour is red. I might just say that, so it's nice to kind of visualise the colour. Also, the practice today is going to be revolving around this whole idea of root and basics, and it's going to be a platform to create a bit of security and stability. So metaphysically, when we look at Apana Vayu, we talk about things like it eliminates heavy thoughts or mental baggage. And I thought a nice pranayama breathing technique that would fit in pretty well with this is Vajrika or bellows breath. And Vajrika energizes the body, number 1, and number 2, it also clears any mental thought, so it would bring clarity to mind. Excuse me, I'm just getting over a bit of a cold, so anyway, so because it brings clarity to mind, it would work well in with rebalancing this Vayu, which may cause mental baggage. So it works well. Okay, so without further ado, let's begin to slowly begin to gather our posture. And close your eyes if you haven't already. Bring the shoulders forward, up and back, and allow the tailbone to root down. So we're going to kind of fasten the seat bones, so to speak, towards the ground, and begin to take a gentle breath in, allowing the breath to gently flow in through the nose and move downwards. Excuse me. And then as you exhale, just gently release the breath, but keep that grounding sensation through your seat bones, nice and even, either side, left to right. Another gentle breath in, exhale. So just settling into the breath and feeling a little bit of awareness, bringing it into the body, noticing how it feels. And let's begin to cultivate a bit of bellows breath. Okay, so take both hands to the tummy, and I'm going to give you a demo. And we'll start off slowly, and it's kind of nice to get the rhythm. It's important to get the rhythm first. So we breathe in. When we breathe in, as always, the belly extends. So it's a diaphragmatic breath, and it's really all about this area here. Oh, the other thing is it would definitely activate the core, fires up the belly muscles, this particular breathing technique. And the other thing is it's great for activating all these organs, particularly digestion. Okay, so breathing in, relaxing the belly, exhaling, putting it in, pulling it in. Inhale, relax, exhale, put in, pull in. So it'll be a bit like this, and I'll give you a demo. pause the video at any stage just to get that rhythm. And we're going to do 3 rounds of 8. And 1 round of breath is an inhale, exhale. So let me just demonstrate. And after the 8, allow the breath to settle. If you feel a bit lightheaded, don't go into the second round until you feel completely, the breath feels completely regulated. Then we'll go again. Okay. This time I'm going to start to speed it up. And the last one I'm just going to do really quick, really quick. And this would be kind of full expression of this bellows breath. And don't worry, it'll come with time and it takes a bit of practice, okay? And you can see why it's called bellows breath. It's that bellowing effect. Okay, so let the breath settle. Once you're finished that 3rd round of 8. And don't worry if it doesn't coordinate, just find a flow that suits. And then when you're ready, we are going to begin our practice, our lovely grounding practice in child's pose. So, I don't often start in child's pose, but hey ho, it's going to be a good one to start with for this practice. So bring the big toes to meet and allow the forehead to settle in the mat, on the mat. Reach the arms forward and just allow the body to melt towards the mat. Feel the weight of your foundation, which is the the shins and the tops of the feet, obviously the hands here. And I really want you to bring your awareness to how quick you settle into the pose, how quick the breath settles, how quick the body opens up, or how slow the body opens up to the posture. So we don't quite often get into this pose, and that external rotation, slight rotation of the hips is going to feel, if it's the first one today, is going to feel a bit tight maybe, and so invite the movement, maybe from the left to right, to begin to soften all the muscles, ligaments and tendons around the hips, just to feel the actual extension in the pose. Take a few breaths here. I want you to take full breaths in, and as you breathe in, notice the expansion of the rib cage through the back body, and then the softening of the breath and how the body melts towards the mat. So that earthing of the body and the feeling of inertia as it presses down gently, and that connection you have through the hands and the legs towards the mat. Take one more breath here, and then slowly come up onto the forearms. So we're going to retract the forearms, place the elbows beneath the shoulders, and then go ahead and step into the feet. So we're going to come straight into a forearm sphinx. And, you know, it's obviously a challenging pose at the best of times, but we're going to start this practice off and begin to bring our awareness down to the base of our spine. Hug the belly in, certainly, and feel the connection through your feet. Now you're very welcome at this point to drop the knees, because you're going to feel that you're going to feel the abdominals kick in. So begin to hug the hip points towards the lower ribs. Draw it in, energize the legs, feel the toe in the quads and the calves. Reach all the way up towards the crown of the head. So keep the back of the neck long, so we're not dropping the energy here off at the top of the spine. And take 3 breaths here. It's going to be, you're going to feel the energy from the tummy. So breathe in, send the breath down to the base of the spine and all the way down to the feet. Allow it to evenly move back up. So another deep breath in, Well done. Exhale. And then begin to lower the midriff to the ground. All 10 toes to touch. And then go ahead and begin to reach the heart forward. Relax the shoulders back. And continue to feel the legs touch the top of the feet, touch the mat. And extend into the lower back. Inhale to look forward. So take a calming breath in. Exhale. Spread all 10 fingers. Another gentle breath in. So take the breath back down to this lower back. And particularly into the base of the pelvis. Exhale. Well done. With a breath here. And then as you exhale, release your forehead to the mat. Take your hands so that your elbows are in line with your shoulders. And then just dorsiflex the wrists so that the palms are pointing down towards the ground. And then we're going to use the inhale and the buoyancy of the breath to bring it up. I want you to hold it here and stretch into your legs. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, reach forward. Look towards the mat. Exhale, inhale, bring the hands back. We're using kind of an imaginary resistance here, so you're pushing down towards the ground. Feel that stretch all the way from the lower back. So we're finding that energy in the pelvic area and moving down towards the feet. Exhale, reach forward, look towards the mat. Inhale, bring it back again, so feel the energy across the shoulder blades. Keep that, you can drop the feet at any point, but if you can keep the energy flowing down through, all the way down to the toes, good. Inhale one more time, reach forward, and then pull it back. Lengthen through, feel, stretch all the way from the base of the spine up to the top, and then exhale, well done, release. Drop the forehead down, take a few breaths. Allow the breath to settle. Bring your hands back to the mat, take it up. Big toes to touch again. We're going to take it straight into child's pose. And I want you to compare this child's pose to the very first one. I know it wasn't that long ago, but we've done a few poses in between, but I want you to compare and notice how quick you settle into child's pose now, how quick the breath adjusts and the body opens to this pose. Take another breath or two. And then when you're ready, we're going to slowly take it up onto all fours. Take the hands below the shoulders. Knees below the hips, allow length through the side body. We do that just by allowing the tailbone tip out just a little bit to feel that energy through the lower back. Inhale, tuck your toes. Exhale, begin to take it up into the first dog, head down, possibly, of the day. And I want you to have a slightly different experience with this pose, because we are talking about grounding, and we're talking about earthing, we're talking about this essence of rooting down, because we've invited this theme into the practice. So I want you to really feel like you're rooting your hands towards the mat, and from the base of your spine I want you to feel the energy travel down the back of your legs, and begin to, as best you can, lower your heels so that we're rooting down through the soles of the feet, and that the focal point of energy almost is the base of your spine, okay? So pushing the mat away with your hands and equally pushing the mat away with your feet, so that we have this kind of fulcrum or balance between each, and we'll center it at the base of the spine, okay? So have that sensation as opposed to between the shoulder blades, good. And then inhale, come up on your toes, exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, reach forward, take the shoulders over the wrists, claw down to the hands. Begin to connect with your abdominal wall, so draw it in slightly. Then press down or root down through the hands, rise up, take the hips high, feel that
Nice toning down the back of the legs. Keep the hips high and then begin to tuck the rib tips towards the hips. Hug it in. And then inhale, come forward again. So really pressing away from the mat to find this kind of high plank. Hugging in towards center and then pressing down to rise up one more time. Lower the heels, inhale, look up, bend the knees, and then jump forward or walk forward, hop forward, whatever it takes. Keep the inner edges of the feet together and then go ahead and soften, fold. Draw the belly in, take the forehead forward. Inhale, lengthen through the back of the legs. Let's begin to get long. Again, through left and right side body. Maybe give it a little bit of a movement from left to right. So feel a bit of fluidity. Begin to open up the right and left hand flank. Lovely. And then go ahead and press down through the soles of the feet. Take your hands on your hips. Hug the shoulder blades in towards center. Ground down to the heels and rise up. Okay. Dropping the tailbone and releasing the hands forward, up and over. Rise up, lift nice and high so that the upper arms draw in towards the ears, and then exhale. Drop it down into Uttanasana, our lovely lightning bolt pose. Allow the bum to sit back, but don't throw the belly forward. So maybe hug it in slightly. Connect with your Muladhara chakra. So that's that lovely chakra at the base of your pelvis. So hugging in, creating that stability. Take a gentle breath in. I want you to stretch into the fingers so that you're long all the way from the top of your hips through to the fingertips. In fact, press all 10 toes and the soles of your feet. Bring your awareness there, really connect. Inhale, look up. And then as you exhale, I want you to slightly fold forward, bring the arms back, turn the palms towards the ceiling, look towards the ground. Inhale, bring it back up. Drop the tailbone again, do that adjustment, pull the knees in towards center, find stability. Exhale, soften, fold, palms point towards the ceiling, hug the belly in. Inhale, so slow movements, slow transitions. Drop the tailbone, hug the belly in, squeeze the upper thighs, pressing down to rise up. Exhale, soften, fold, arms reach up and back. Inhale, rise up one more time, dropping the tailbone again. Hug it in, everything towards the midline. And then exhale. Let's take it back again, squeezing the knees towards one another, inner edges of the feet touch. Looking towards the ground, not hanging the head and cutting off the energy flow from the base of the spine. Inhale, reach it up, lengthen up, full body stretch. Urdhva Hastasana, inhale, look up. Exhale, float the hands all the way down. Roll out the shoulders, give them a little break. And if at any point during the video you need to rehydrate or just pause for a break, go ahead. All right, excellent. Okay, so turn and face me, step the feet 3 to 4 feet apart, right toes out, left foot slightly in, front heel in line with the back arch, and then inhale, lengthen into the arms, take a deep breath in, rise up with the breath, send the breath down to the pelvis and the lower legs, take the front knee into a bend or a 90-degree angle, so whatever comfortable position you can hold this pose for 3 rounds of breath, please take it. Drop the tailbone, hug the belly in towards center. Feel your connection through your feet, press down or ground down to the feet. And begin to liven, bring life into the posture, okay? Stretch to the fingertips, inhale. Make sure your right knee is over your right ankle for safety. We know that knee is a little bit delicate, so we don't want to put it into a position where we're jeopardizing its stability. So, point your knee, if you look down, point your knee towards your second toe beside the big toe. and begin to re-energize the legs. So begin to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Everything towards center. Nice stretch. Drop the tailbone, hug the belly in, so get that lovely pelvic area nice and toned. And then inhale, exhale, turn towards me. Take the toes towards the outside of your mat, turning them towards the outer edge. And then take a deep breath in, maybe lengthen up through the arms, pressing down through the feet to rise up through the fingertips. And then as you exhale, take the hands to the heart, lift the sternum to the thumbs, drop the hips down. Begin to hug Mula Bandha, so we're going to connect with this root lock, this root chakra, by drawing the energy up and in towards the spine. So really protecting the trunk in this particular pose, so not letting gravity pull our inner organs down, so really creating that lock. And then take a gentle breath in. I want you to have a sensation that we really are drawing everything towards center. Inhale to rise up and lift. Stretch, pressing down to rise up. And then exhale. Back into this position, almost like our goddess pose. Squeeze your bum muscles towards center. Keep that tailbone dropping down. Keep everything drawn in. Inhale to rise up. Exhale to begin to melt into the pose. Okay, we're going to do two more. Inhale, rise up. And then just hold it here. Make it like slightly static. I want you to feel that, I'm going to say inner burn, but it's not a burn, it's just that energy. And we're going to create a little bit of heat. Okay, so just hold it here for one round breath, one full breath. Okay, you're doing great. And then inhale, stretch into the legs. This time we're going to turn left foot out, right foot slightly in. Maybe walk it in if you feel like it's gone a bit far. We're going to take it into Virabhadrasana 2 again. So Warrior 2, to inhale, arms level with the shoulders. And then on the exhale, we take the left knee into a bend. So all four sides of the torso are pointing towards the long end of the mat. The heart is lifted, the tailbone will drop it slightly. Hug the belly in, press into the outer edge of your back foot, and make sure your front knee is in line with your second toe beside the big toe. Stretch into the fingertips, relax the shoulders down. Begin to have a sensation that you're pulling the mat apart with your feet, and that will re-energize the legs. Squeeze your bum muscles towards center. Find that they're a great force of stability in this pose. And then stretch into the fingers. Let's do 3 rounds of breath, so I'll allow you to count your breath. Well done, inhale. This time turn the toes towards one another, so point them in towards center, and then take the hands down to the heart center. Take a few breaths here. Good, and then as you exhale, bring the hands down by the sides, each thigh. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, we're going to begin to extend forward. And as you exhale, we're going to take the hands down to the mat. You can use a block here if you want to begin to rest your forehead on the block. Or if you can, to bring the actual crown of the head down to the mat, so that's entirely up to you and how it feels in the practice today. And then we're going to slowly begin to almost create the opposite pattern of the pose that we held above, and then reach into the arms, stretching up, finding that stretch through the inner adductors of the upper thighs. I want you to press the feet towards the ground. Find the energy, rise up the midline, maybe flex the kneecaps and feel the glutes engaged. Take a deep breath in and send it down to the base of the spine. Allow it to pass down both legs into the feet and then press the feet towards the mat. Let's lift the energy back up. Hug the belly in, create a bit of pelvic floor support to that Mula Bandha again. Draw it in, take a few more breaths. Well done, and then as you exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Lift the head. We're going to heel toe the feet in to take a flat-footed squat if we can. And I want you to allow about a foot between each ankle. In fact, allow a distance between each ankle, whatever feels good, and then maybe take the hands to the heart. So the lower you can drop your base of your pelvis towards, or your tailbone towards the ground, the more connected you'll feel to this pose. It's very alien for us here in the West, and we don't do it too often, but find it, practice it, and it becomes a little bit more comfortable. Good. Exhale, drop the hands, walk the feet back in towards center, and then slowly begin to press the feet towards the mat. Roll the heads of the shoulder blades in towards the spine with the hands on the hips, press down, rise up. Take a deep breath in, bring the hands towards the front of the mat, lift the shoulders forward up and back, and then just hold Tadasana here as we recalibrate before we move into a beautiful pose, a wide-legged right angle pose, Parshvakonasana. A few cleansing breaths, in and out. Soften the gaze, soften the tongue, relax the breath. Good, and then go ahead. This is a wider stance, 4 to 5 feet apart. Right toes out, left foot slightly in. Press the feet, all 4 corners of both feet towards the ground. Begin to lift the energy up and then extend into the arms, shoulder high. Deep breath in, drop the tailbone. And then on the exhale, take that front knee into a right angle. Option 1, deep breath in. On the exhale, we can drop the right elbow down to the right knee. Or if you're feeling like going into the full expression of the pose, we can drop the right hand on the inner right foot. And if you do this, begin to take knee to elbow, elbow to knee. Use a bit of resistance, and it kind of helps to open up the front body. So we're going to pull the lower right rib forward and then begin to extend into the arm. Maybe bring it up and over. So let's send the breath into the body through the nose, down to the base of the spine, and allow the breath to move down the left leg, all the way into the toes of the left foot, and then go ahead and extend into, all the way into the fingertips of the left hand. Use the breath, feel the energy, begin to shake, and then take another full breath here. Exhale, well done. We're going to walk the hands through center. Take a deep breath in, maybe walk them forward and take a wide-legged dog. Inhale to take the shoulders over the wrists, look up, good. Exhale, ground through the hands, take the energy back into the heels and the soles of the feet, shoulder blades retract. Inhale to come forward, so this is almost like releasing and relieving the body. Counter pose really to Parshvakonasana. Inhale one more time to come forward, keep the belly drawing in as you exhale. Take it back to the heels and then go ahead and let's take Parshvakonasana to the left. So left toes out, right foot slightly in, and then slowly begin to press down to rise up. Take it into straight leg, take all 4 sides again of the upper body towards center, deep breath in, and then on the exhale, begin to move into position. Front heel in line with the back arch, fingers stretched, tailbone draws down, and connect with your lower stomach. Deep breath in, and then let's go for that again. Exhaling, this time dropping the left hand down, so the inside of the left foot, knee to elbow, elbow to knee, and then let's begin to open the chest. Open the heart, extend it towards the top, the long end of the mat. Inhale to raise the arm up and over, maybe take it into full expression, bringing it. So pressing down to the feet again to rise up and lift and extend into the pose. Use the breath, send it throughout the body, energizing, refreshing, cleansing. Inhale, exhale, one more breath. Inhale, well done. Exhale, drop the hands to the mat, drop the knee. This time take the knees together, extend into the arms, and then go ahead, bow the head. And take about 3 or 4 rounds of breath here. Inhaling, exhaling. So let the breath settle. And then when you're ready, slowly come back up on all fours, place the hands, claw them down towards the mat. Hug the belly in, melt the heart towards the mat. Tuck the toes and then take it straight up into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Breathe in, press down through the hands, ground down to the feet. Exhale, soften the knees, and then jump slightly forward. Soften the knees, allow the chest to rest on the knees. And then go ahead and bring the hands to the lower back. We're just going to begin to take a breath up towards the mat, and then on the exhale, allow the weight of the head fall forward, and then begin to lift the shoulders away from the earlobes and take the arms up and over. Don't close the eyes, not a good idea, you might lose your balance. And then slowly take the gaze towards the mat, press down through the feet, rise up. Release the hands, clench and release, and then slowly turn towards me, hands to the heart, soften the knees. Press down to the left leg, come up on the toes of the right foot, go ahead and lift the right knee, hip high. Interlace the fingers, wrap them around your right knee, keep the foot nice and lively as you raise your right knee towards the chest. Hug the belly in, send the breath down to the pelvis and all the way down through to the standing foot. And then from that standing foot, press into the mat, hug the energy back in, take your right hand down to your knee, to your ankle, and then take the knees side by side. Turn the body towards front, hips, shoulders, and then as you exhale, reach left hand forward, right knee behind. Find your drishti gaze, keep the breath flowing. Well done. Inhale, come back, slowly, and then release down. Hands to the heart, march it out. Good, keep the breath nice and even. And let's go for the other side. Soften the knees. Go up onto the toes of the left foot. Press down through the right foot. Take the hands interlace. Wrap them around your knees. Go ahead and begin to lift knees to chest. So we're not taking the chest down to the knees. Here we're just keeping everything solid. Breathe in. Ground down through your right foot this time. Send that energy all the way back up. Squeeze the inner thighs towards one another. Hips are solid here. Heart is lifted. Take a breath. And then find your left ankle with your left hand. Pull the knees back into center. Maybe keep the right hand momentarily to the heart. Energy still rising up. And then exhale to slowly come forward. Drishti gaze. Use the breath. And slowly come back to center. Good. Release. Get all the way down. Clench and release your hands. March it out. And let's go for Vrikshasana, tree pose. Beautiful pose to feel the balance in the body, stability, and certainly to root down, find our center of gravity in the pelvis.
So we're going to start by breathing in, taking the hands to the heart, softening the knees. Now, we can do one of three things in tree pose. We can take the right heel and lean it against the inner left calf, or we can physically lift the foot up and lean it against the calf, or we can bring the foot right up onto the inner thigh. However, we never lean the sole of the foot against the inside of the knee. The knee is a joint, it's a floating joint, and we don't want to create instability there, so let's just keep it nice and safe. So, inhale, soften the knees, press down to your left standing foot, grounding the foot, and then taking your sole of your right foot on the inner left thigh. Press thigh to foot, foot to thigh, stabilize your pose. Really feel connected through the earth, through that standing foot. And then begin to squeeze the hips towards one another so we're not hanging left to right here. Beautiful external rotation of the right hip. Breathe in, lengthen up. Use the breath to create the pose. Feel that connection to the earth. And then inhale, hands release to rise up. Hug the belly in slightly, feel that energy in the core. And then exhale, well done. Float it down, release your foot, and then step it out because you really feel like you have to after that. Okay, good. Let's go for the other side. Hands to the heart. Soften the shoulders, soften the tongue, allow the tongue to relax in the face. And then let's soften the knees. Come up on the toes of your left foot. Begin to take or lift the left foot so that it places on the inside of your right thigh. And notice I'm wearing shorts, much easier to do skin touching skin because the foot doesn't slip necessarily. And do that, pressing down to the standing foot, rise the energy up, squeeze the glutes towards the center line, and then keep your hands and heart lifted. Inhaling, exhaling. Feel that beautiful opening of this left hip, and then take another gentle breath in. Keep that sensation of rooting down through the standing foot to rise up. Inhale and lift the arms up and over. So growing our branches, lifting and feeling that energy, that organic energy. Well done. Exhale. Take the knee back to center, march it out. Fantastic. And then take your bums all the way down to the mat. So we're going to hold it, find staff pose, root the heels towards the mat. Maybe take the hands down to create stability and support. Feel a little bit of energy in the breath settle here. Feel our connection to our seat bones as well. Send the energy in, contain it, draw the energy and the navel towards the spine. And then slowly begin to sit back in the seat bones. We're going to take our peace fingers on the inside of the big toe. Find your even weight through the seat bones and then slowly begin to straighten it up. Hug the belly in. Allow the shoulders to relax back, away from the ears. Find that connection and that balance. So the foundation is the seat bones. Hugging the belly in, holding your field of awareness as you connect. Inhaling, exhaling. And see how long you can hold here. Now you might only have it here, or you might have your knees slightly out. That's absolutely fine, but we're really connecting with the midriff and holding that energy in the pelvis, okay, pelvis area. So inhaling, exhaling, use the breath to create and enable stability here. One more breath. Well done. Exhale. Soften the knees.
and sit up nice and tall. Just use that opportunity to breathe into this Baddha Konasana pose. And then take it into Sukhasana and release the shoulders away from the side of the head. Soften the mouth, soften the gaze. And then as you exhale, slowly begin to reach forward, dropping the elbows to the mat if you can. And shuffling on the seat bones just to find a little bit of extra opening through the lower back, the lower pelvis. Breathe in, forward, stretch into the fingertips. And then as you exhale, allow the head to roll towards the top of the collarbone, inviting the stretch from the mid-thoracic spine all the way up to the base of the skull. Take a few breaths here. Feel the breath move in and up, in and down. And then slowly begin to walk the hands all the way back in. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, walk the hands towards the left knee. Begin to rest the body towards the left hand side. Stretching through, feeling that opening up of the right side body. Inhale, walk the hands through center, all the way over to the right hand side. Take a deep breath in, relax your belly, and then on the exhale, begin to feel the weight of the body press down towards the right thigh. I want you to be aware that the left hip wants to lift, so begin to root down to the left hand side of the body and open up, stretching, feeling the soft tissue and the fascia begin to open. Take another gentle breath in here, rooting down to that left hip. And then inhale, walk your hands all the way back. Interlace your fingers, pull them, the knuckles towards tailbone. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bow forward without rounding the shoulders or moving the upper body necessarily. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, bow forward. Good. Now take the knees together, lengthen through the left leg, lift right foot over left knee. Make sure the left hip crease is gently pulled back. And then raise your left arm up and over your left ear. Deep breath in, look up, exhale. Take the outside of the left elbow to the right knee. Drop your right hand, begin to prop yourself up. And then take a deep breath in as you turn your body towards the right. And then lift your hand so that the palm of the hand faces towards the right. Again, root down to the right hand. Take a deep breath in, and then on the exhale, begin to gently twist towards the right. So you're taking your gaze over your right shoulder. Belly draws in, getting tall through to the crown of the head. Inhale, come back, relax it a little bit. Exhale and twist. Good. Inhale, come all the way back onto your legs. Recalibrate in our staff pose. Maybe use the hands to prop you up. And then exhale. Bend the left knee, left foot over right knee, and then go ahead and stretch into the right arm. So find length all the way from the top of the right hip into the armpit and all the way up into the fingertips. Take the outside of the left knee, bring the right hand, point your right fingertips and palm towards the left, and then go ahead and root down through that standing hand. Inhale to exhale. Inhale. Pressing down, rising up all the way to the top of the head to exhale. Well done. Inhale. Sit all the way back. This time you're going to drop it down to the mat. Hug your knees in towards the chest. Take Apana Vayu. And send the breath. to ease the lower back after that twist. But we're going to do a few little core exercises before we finish. So just to really connect with the pelvic area, feeling the energies, feeling that connection to our Muladhara chakra. Feeling grounded, a bit more grounded now hopefully, and a little bit more stable. Take the block in between the upper thighs and then go ahead and stretch into the feet. Make sure we have that feeling of symmetry through the bum and the lower pelvis so that it's connected to the earth evenly. So I want you to really balance it out. Squeeze your block, take your hands down to the ground, or if you have a block, anything, a book or anything that's about 2 inches, 1.5 inches thick. Root the heels towards the ceiling, holding up an imaginary ceiling. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, draw the navel in towards center, and then exhale, drop the feet a foot. Deep breath in, exhale, drop the feet another foot. Keep the energy connected towards the pelvis and the center line of the body. Inhale, and then as you exhale, drop the feet so that they hover about 2 inches off the ground, and then let's pulse for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well done. Inhale, lift the legs back up. Now we're going to move the block down to the knees. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So really hugging in, feeling the prana begin to shake. But it's all good. Inhale, and then as you exhale, drop the feet a foot. Keep the belly hugging in. If at any point the lower back doesn't feel supported or feels like it's in pain, come out of the pose, try and find support, and then try again. If not, keep the knees bent the whole time. Inhale, exhale, drop the feet a foot. Inhale, exhale, drop it down so that we're hovering here. Heels are hovering above the ground. We're going to pulse for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well done. Lift it back up. Move your block down to your heels, or take a break by relaxing the knees towards the chest. And let's begin to squeeze a block. Belly draws in on the exhale, and then we take the feet down towards the ground by about a foot. Deep breath in, exhale, drop another foot. Keep squeezing the wall of the abdomen in towards center, and then exhale, drop them down. Hover this time, we'll try and count for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Take the knees towards the heart center and hug it in. Be the most juiciest Apanasana. And allow the lower back to connect. Very good. Okay, we're going to finish with Jatari Parivartanasana with a twist. There's always a twist. Okay, so we're going to lengthen into the right leg. Allow the right heel to hover above the ground. Take your right hand on the outside of your left knee. Allow your left hand arm to stay in a diagonal but rested on the ground beside you. And then take a deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to begin to pull the left knee towards the right. So if you can keep the right heel hovering here, well and good. Belly still, core still connected. Inhale to come back. Exhale to lengthen through your left leg, and vice versa, do the twist. So the right arm is in a diagonal. In, breathe in. And then as you exhale, maybe press down through the right hand. But try and keep the right shoulder from lifting necessarily. Hugging towards center. Feel that energy in the pelvis, in the midriff. Inhale to exhale. Inhale to exhale. 2 more rounds. Inhale to exhale. Maybe invite a bit of movement in the head. It might feel good, so we're taking the gaze in the opposite direction. Inhale to exhale. Good. Inhale, come all the way back. Begin to get comfortable, and you can add more clothing on, grab your blanket. I'll give you a couple of seconds to move into Shavasana. Well done, everybody. Lie down on your mat when you get comfortable and begin to feel your connection to the earth. So from the back of your head, your shoulders, all the way down the spine, into your hips, back of your legs and your heels, etc. So allow the feet and the arms to splay out slightly. Maybe turn the palms towards the ceiling or take your hands to your belly, so whatever comfortable position you want to find. The idea of the meditation is to begin to quiet down the body and in turn invite that stillness to the mind. So with that said, close your eyes if you haven't already. And let's begin to feel the breath gently flow in its own rhythm in and out through the body. And on each exhalation, I want you to feel the body ground down, feel a little bit heavier every time. So allowing the head to fall heavy, allowing the arms to fall heavy, allowing the legs to fall heavy, so that the whole body melts towards the mat. Begin to feel the breath soften as it gently rises and falls from the heart center, connecting and relaxing. I'm just going to read an excerpt again from my lovely Earth Wisdom. It just seems like a right time to be reading this. It's quite appropriate, okay? Again, don't digest it, just allow it to flow. We are developing a new awareness of our global responsibility and our connections to the earth and to each other. We are becoming aware of ourselves as we. This is a new evolutionary shift in consciousness. More and more people are identifying with this new we, this new sense of belonging to the global whole. We are moving towards sustainable systems that are life-enhancing and self-renewing. We are developing new industries that support the earth, industries that are in harmony with the natural order and natural wisdom of the earth. So very slowly, keep connected to your breath. Keep the awareness in the body and notice any sensations as they arise. Notice how relaxed the body feels. And particularly after the practice, how your mind is calmed. So I'm going to rotate the consciousness around the body just briefly before we finish. Bring your awareness there, but don't necessarily move the body. Starting with the toes of the right foot, right arch, right heel, right calf, right knee and thigh, right hip, right waist, right shoulder, right elbow, wrist and palm, all the way down to the fingertips of the right hand. Taking your awareness into the toes of the left foot, left arch and heel, left calf and knee, thigh and hip, left waist and shoulder, armpit and elbow, left wrist, the left fingertips. Feel a sense of lightness throughout the body. Send your breath down to the pelvis. Begin to feel the energies dissipate
throughout all corners of the body, trickling like rivulets between your fingertips, trickling like rivulets between your toes, softening and melting. And in the next in-breath, I want you to bring your awareness back into the room, gently back into the body, and slowly invite movement into the extremities. And then when you're ready, please take yourself into seated position. And namaste, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know through our WhatsApp groups what you like or what you don't like about it. I'd love some feedback. It's obviously so different to what the dynamic is hugely different. You wouldn't believe it. So let me know what you think. I would really appreciate constructive criticism. Namaste.